So today we'll be looking at solving an equation. So if you look at this equation, right, here it says 5 times x equals 30, and we want to figure out what x is equal to. Now, if you know your times tables, right, you should know that 5 times 6 equals 30, and so x is equal to 6. So uh, like, you shouldn't really solve it this way. This is like more guess and check, in a sense, because um, equations can be very complex. So you can have equations like, I don't know, this, all right? And here it's not that straightforward to solve, okay? So I'm gonna be showing you the basics on how to solve equations in this video. Uh, so when you're solving equations, right, you usually want to do what's opposite that's shown. So I'll tell you what I mean. So here it's 5 times x, right? Now, the opposite of times is divide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide both sides by 5, and I'll show you why. Um, if I divide this side by 5, so like if you think about it, 5x divided by 5, that's just x by itself, okay? So 5x divided by 5, that's going to be x. And we know that 30 divided by 5 is just 6. And we have the solution, okay? And I know it looks kind of weird, and it looks slower than like me guessing that it's equal to 6. But just kind of trust me that this is the way you should do it. So the next equation I'll be solving is 17 equals y minus 21. Now, same thing. At the end of the day, right, you kind of want like y is equal to a number, right? It could be like, I don't know, 3 or like 4, doesn't matter. Okay, it just has to be y is equal to something. Okay, that's the end result of what I want in this equation. And so when I look at this one, right, I just want y by itself. Okay, now to get y by itself, I need to cancel out this minus 21. Okay, and to cancel out this minus 21, I plus 21 both sides. Okay, so if I do y minus 21 plus 21, I'm only left with y, right? And 17 plus 21, that's just, if you type in the calculator or do it in your head, just 38. And so at the end of the day, y is equal to 38. Okay, because I did the opposite of what they showed me here. So here we have 10 is equal to q over 3. Now, if you just remember, q over 3 means q divided by 3, right? So you want to times 3 both sides, because the opposite of divide is times. And so this will just be q, because the 3 cancels out. And 10 times 3, that's, oops, sorry, that equals weird. 10 times 3 is 30. And so I just solved the equation. Q is equal to 30, okay? Okay, so in this equation, right, here's where the techniques we learned just then become more valuable. Because if you look at this equation, the solution is not as straightforward as the other ones, okay? And so we're going to solve this the way we did before. So what I noticed, so before I start, remember, at the end of the day, you want a is equal to a number, right? That's the final goal. Like you just want a by itself essentially. So to make a by itself, right, I need to get rid of this 7 and this 4. Okay. Let's get rid of the 7 first. You want to minus 7 both sides, right? And so when you minus 7 both sides, 7 minus 7, that cancels out. You're left with 4a. And 23 minus 7, that's just 16, right? And here we have this 4 that we want to get rid of. Now remember, 4a means 4 times a. So I divide 4 both sides. And what I'm left with is a is equal to 4. That is my solution. Let's look at another equation. So we have d over 3 minus 2 equals 4. So in this case, right, you want to get rid of this minus 2 and this 3, and at the end of the day, right, you get d is equal to a number. Okay, and so to do that, right, you want to get rid of this minus 2 first. So to cancel out this minus 2, you want to plus 2 both sides. Right? And so when you have minus 2 plus 2, that just cancels out. And so what you're left with, right, is d over 3. And we have 4 plus 2, so that's just 6. Now, if you remember from the previous question, right, when you have a letter over a number, right, that just means divide. And so the opposite of divide is times. So I'm going to times 3 both sides. And then what I'm left with is d, whoops, d equals to 18. Just one more thing before I sign off. So everything in white, you didn't really have to write as working out. So your answer could have looked like this. The white text was just to like make it easier for you to see. But obviously, if you feel more comfortable writing the white text, that's fine as well. It's really up to you. But when you get older, you're probably not going to be using it anymore. It's kind of like training wheels.